Welcome to my inn, the Carriage Rest Inn. It looks like the bard is about to begin. I'll pour you an ale over the stories, fables, and tales about Dorma's history and Vive's mystery. Let us see memories of Vive through his singular eye. So take a listen to the tales that we spin here at the Carriage Rest Inn.
While Nomus and Woods relived the past traumas of Vive's life, Vasa was out on another journey, accompanied by Kincaid and some of the warrior elves from Cave Town, more accurately, the fallen Dorma city of Firefly. Through this journey, Vasa was constantly reminded that his companions are not from his world, as over the last month, they have been regularly having to travel through Dorma to allow his crew time to rest and recover from the ever-present decay known as disillusion. Has Vasa learned to cope with being in Dorma, or does he still feel alien and uninviting? Let us find out now on this week's episode of Carriage Rest Tales. Hello, this is your host and Dungeon Master, Mike. To my left, we have...
Hey, what's up, everybody? I will be playing Kincaid. When you have one of four people you're playing, or three,
You're
it's
at
kind
three
of
right now.
Yeah, seems
now.
like four. Yeah, right now.
Maybe it before.
Oh, foreshadowing.
And this is Nick, and I'll be playing Vaso.
And Sam is not joining us this time because it is an adventure for just Vaso and Kincaid, while Woods is taking care of Nomus out in the woods, ironically. So we're going to pick up kind of where we last left off in this little side adventure. And that is you guys have decided that you're going to go look for Vaso's dad. So you hit the high seas with Kincaid and some of the Cave Town elves, and you finally make it to the pirate floating fortress shipyard area. If you remember, when you got there, you noticed that there were some ships that were sunk and missing, but then you also noticed that there were a handful of ships that had signs of salvage, and I believe there was 4 ships that were missing, indicating that some of the pirates may have survived the attack.
Have I dived down? Is that same large magical vessel, whatever we want to call it, is it still there and intact?
Yes. So
Okay.
when you dove down, it's the Dorma city of Atlantis is what was left there. But you did notice that it was left abandoned, just attached to that floating fortress.
Okay.
And when you were inspecting it, I believe last time we talked about it. If not, I'm introducing it now. You had noticed that there were dark shards inside of their prison cells. So kind of like the merfolk just abandoned their prisoners and they probably starved to death or something like that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep. But that's where we last left off. You guys are still at that pirate floating fortress. There doesn't seem to be any resistance. And I was just going to let you guys pick it up from there if there's anything you wanted to do at that location or anything like that.
Did we find anything on the salvaged ships?
On the salvage ships, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Both of us are just Vaso?
We'll do...
Because I'm diving, I guess, down in the water.
you can dive down the water for yours as well. So
fail.
Sounds like a great
Wow.
research pencil over there.
Oh. I rolled a 1.
Womp womp. 14.
Womp, womp, womp.
All right, so we got a 1 and a 14.
Thanks for bringing my average down.
Yeah, exactly. There was 2 things you could kind of discover. On the surface, you didn't really discover anything. You were just too distraught trying to find any signs of your father that you missed some things. Down in Atlantis, though, you had noticed that it seemed strange that they kind of left their prisoners to die. And they were dark shards. And you remember that earlier when you were here, you had some of those crazy people who had their souls full. So you kind of sense that these are the ones that weren't part of that community anymore.
The Truth Seers?
The Truth Seers, yes. So remember the Truth Seers.
I thought when they died, they didn't have a shard.
Correct. And you don't see any corpses floating around. You just see the dark shards.
Okay, so it's... Okay.
So you're putting together that they kind of left those whose souls weren't full.
All right.
You also find some scrawled out notes. What are you thinking?
No, I was trying to remember because I did encountered merfolk that had the same, like, is your soul full kind of? Okay.
His name is Lance Bass.
Because I'm clever like that. Okay. I had forgotten that the Truth Seekers were also in the merfolk
Gotcha.
realm. Okay.
In kind of the prison area, you find some, I don't know how they'd be scraps of paper underwater, but whatever
It's magical.
merfolk used for writing, you see that there are some sketches of what looks like a crown inside of some sort of sealed temple. And go ahead and, well, you're doing an investigation. You got a 14, so that's what we're revealing.
Do I recognize this temple?
Yes. I'm going to say
Yeah.
you recognize the temple as being at the feet of that statue that was in the merfolk capital when you had talked to Queen Cole. I think the capital was called Kararu.
And that was it northeast of here, if I remember?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm also remembering when we were looking for Nomus that they had the mechanical whales. So I'm down there. I guess I'm looking for, like, I guess what Kincaid would, or what I would know would be like jet streams or something that, like, underwater currents that they would follow.
Oh, I get what you're saying. So you're trying to,
If there's like paths that they're taking.
yeah. So you're not going to obviously see any like bubbles from a recent submarine leaving, but you're talking about underwater rivers or underwater currents
Yeah.
that they can travel on. Yeah, I'm going to say that as you are starting to remember back, I remember that temple. It was northeast in Kararu. You start already kind of thinking of going north, and then you start feeling some currents that are pulling in the northward direction.
Okay.
So you're piecing together a direction they might have traveled in this world.
Okay. All right. So I think I would surface and I would show you Vaso this sketch of the crown at a temple and tell you I recognize it as the Temple of Kararu.
Okay.
So that might be a place to start. I don't think there's anything here.
Okay.
I think something else we need to think about is your dad could be in one of those submarines. So maybe periodically I would jump in the water, just find that current.
So you're going to occasionally recheck your calibrations.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Since they had
Yeah.
Nomus in there, who's to say, they're not holding him captive in one of those mechanical whales,
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I couldn't find anything here. I'm just too distracted.
No, it makes sense. That's why I'm here to help you
Thank you.
find your dad.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say you guys, at this point in the adventure, you're in Dorma because that's where the little fortress thing was. So Vaso, how are you feeling when you're inside Dorma? Is it starting to become more regular for you, or do you still feel like irritated alien about it?
I'm still a little edgy, and I think that combined with, just me looking for my dad and, just kind of numb and I just feel like crap.
Yeah, exactly. So you're feeling a little bit, you still just don't like being in Dorma. So you request to kind of go back to the Ivana side. And then it starts to frustrate you that you need somebody to physically open a rift for you because you can't open rifts. And then when you start doing that, go ahead and roll a history check. See if you remember where I'm going with this. If not, you won't.
16.
So as you are, trying to hunt down one of the Cave Town elves to open a rift for you, or I believe Kincaid can open rifts now too.
I think I can open them, but not close them.
Yeah. So as you're trying to hunt down somebody to open a rift for you, you start thinking back to when you had engaged with your father to kind of make sure he was okay. And he was in that little lakeside cabin that you guys used to summer at. You remember that when he was sitting there, he was getting frustrated and angry, and a rift opened up. And you're kind of wondering, like, why was my dad able to open up a rift? And those thoughts are kind of like going through your head a little bit. But eventually you find somebody to open up a rift for you, and you kind of relax a little bit and go back to the Jacques. Because I pictured this when you left the Jacques on the Ivana side and just took over a couple of dinghies to go investigate.
I'm trying not to confuse my characters of who would know this.
Yep.
Try not to metagame, but
You're fine.
would our characters know that rifts were open through like extreme,
Yes, you guys.
like emotional changes.
Yep. You guys, your characters are starting to put that together after you had talked with Clyde, Vasso's dad. He had the research paper, and you guys had clicked that together that the rifts always seem to follow events of great turmoil. So you would kind of already kind of know from those interactions that, I guess, negative emotions open rifts.
So I think Kincaid would approach Vaso and, hey, Vaso, not to, make you even more upset, but maybe you can open up rifts just through your emotions right now. Like, if you're going through these emotions, you might as well maybe use them to try to open a rift. I'm not saying go all out, but I'm sensing your frustrations that you can't open them, but maybe you can.
Okay. I'll give it a try.
Let me stand back 50 feet while you do it.
No promises here. I might.
Well, I just don't want you raging out and,
All right, so you're back on the Jacques, I assume, at this point you're having this conversation. You start trying to rage out to try to see if your emotions are just like screaming and kind of letting things sink in. And it's weird because like as you're raging, it's kind of like self-soothing. And like you feel yourself, even though you're trying to get angry, you're just not getting quite as angry. So nothing really happens. It's like you kind of yell for a while, but then it's like a crying baby self-soothing. Like after a while, you're like, well, I'm glad I got that out, Yeah. But then you're feeling a little bit better.
I think I would, after you felt better, I think I would come up and kind of put a hand on your shoulder like, we'll find him.
Thanks, buddy.
Don't worry. We'll find him.
I appreciate you being here for me.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
I know we rescued your friend, and that was my initial, mission, but I feel like this is equally important before I go back.
Thanks, buddy. Means a lot.
So you guys start heading north. It takes a couple of days. You're on the Ivana side. Kincaid, you dive in and recorrect your course to kind of stay with that, jet stream, water stream. I don't know what
you'd call it. Undercurrent?
Undercurrent, yeah. And eventually your crew kind of gets to the point where you start seeing quite a bit of disillusion on the elves. So you decide, okay, we should probably move the Jacques into Dorma for a little while. So Vaso is going to start getting disillusioned, but the crew can recover. It's kind of a weird dynamic you have to manage. But you get into Dorma and you guys are going to travel there for about a day while everybody is relaxing. It becomes the evening of that night where you're kind of recuperating in Dorma. The boat quietly rocks in the darkness. The smell of salt in the air and the creaking of wood shifting under the waves fills the air. But then the boat begins to jerk unnaturally in the water as the waves kind of shift strangely underneath it. You grab a light and you shine it overboard and you see the slimy skin of a tentacle running the entire length of the boat.
Kincaid's instantly getting flashbacks of his very close encounter with the Kraken and the Shadow Dragon.
Yes, and that is kind of what is running through your mind as you're looking down at the size of this tentacle. And it's just one tentacle just along the whole side of the Jacques. And as you're feeling it, you feel it kind of like pulling the boat to the side. It's really rocking at this point.
All right. Do we still have like grease bags?
Yep,
I'm assuming
you guys
we got
fully stocked because you haven't ran into the pirates yet. So you're like, we're ready to go for combat. Not necessarily the combat you were looking for, probably. But.
I think I'm going to tell you all to like stand your ground and like watch out for these tentacles coming up over. Which side of the boat is the tentacle on?
Driver's side right. Looking forward on the right side. I don't know what boat directions are.
Starboard?
I think it's starboard. So I think left is port because it's the same number of
left, port, left. Yeah, starboard.
Characters. Yeah. So I'm going to go to the port side and try to go into the water to see if I can tell where the main body of this thing is.
Okay. So you dive into the left side, trident in hand.
Yeah.
Splashing.
Well, I think I was more stealthily trying to do it.
Climb down the
I'm
side.
not going to cannonball.
Okay. It's there. As you peek underneath the Jacques, you see that the Kraken has positioned itself basically underneath the boat, and it's just starting to grab the right side, and you see tentacles kind of coming up out of the depths to grab the left side of the boat, the port side.
And we're currently in the Dorma side.
Currently in the Dorma side.
Okay. I'm going to go back up, tell you all that it's starting to clutch the ship. I'm thinking the best course is to go back to Ivana because it's a shadow.
It's a shadow creature, so you might be safe in the Ivana side.
Okay.
Because there's only 5 of us.
I mean, I pictured like 10, like you two and then 8 crewmen.
Yeah.
They would be warriors, so they do know how to fight, but this might not be a fight that you're used to doing, especially since they're usually air. That's where their city was.
Right. Yeah, I think we should go back to the Ivana side because it's probably going to be weaker there too.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So as you huddle everybody around to start casting the Rift creation spell, it takes a little bit of time. And as that's going on, you see the tentacles kind of reach over and start squeezing on the ship, but you see the rift starting to form. But then time just stops. And you hear, it appears my arrival is just in time. Why, what an interesting predicament you find yourselves in. And the voice sounds very familiar to you as time is completely frozen still. And standing behind you is...
Alara.
Not Alara. Kincaid, you would know it as Coldenta.
The god of chaos.
The god of chaos. Vasa, you would know him as Cormet. So your rift has stopped, but the Kraken has stopped. Basically, all time is frozen except for you and Vaso and Coldenta.
Do I see him?
Yep, you see him.
Okay. I know it's not going to do any good. I immediately cast a firebolt at him.
Sounds good.
You coward. Why are you showing up here and now? Why are you tormenting us with your presence?
So as you cast a firebolt, he kind of like catches it, like flamboyantly. It's like, well, I kind of need your help, and it appears you may need my help. So this is just a coincidence like no other.
You never miss a beat to capitalize on our misfortunes, do you?
Well, I want to capitalize. I am in the hunt, you see, for a crown of sorts, and I hear that the merfolk have had them. But you see, the problem is that night circle, they're trying to capture it as well, and they're just too... I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. So I'm thinking, let's shake things up a little bit and see what happens.
So you want us to go find this crown for you?
Yes, I will take care of this. And he like gestures at the Kraken. Little problem if you get that for me.
We'll do it, but we have one additional teeny weeny tiny request.
Oh, yes. What is this?
You help us or tell us where we can find Vaso's dad.
Oh, I did hear through the, I guess, grapevine, as it's called, that Vasa's dad is with the pirates. And lo and behold, it's the pirates that are attacking the merfolk as the Night Circle. So it seems like I will be helping you after all. That is fantastic. I appreciate it.
Well, we just got free information. We haven't even done it yet. All right.
All right, deal.
We'll do this for you, but you and I are done after this.
That is no fun. You're one of my favorites. I was actually going to give you this gift. And he like summons a dagger to give to you. It looks very familiar to you as the dagger he had used in your backstory to like stab people with. It's like, it's done me so well. I think it's time to hand off to my champion.
I'll take it.
Okay. It is a +3 magic dagger.
I already had a +2, but that's fine.
All right. You
No,
can
I'll
have
take
2
it.
now.
So I have a dagger +2 and a dagger +3.
But you also notice, and because it's given to you by a god, we'll say you instantly get attuned to it. You notice that it is a dagger of necromancy. So it allows you to create 7 undead beings. So you can create a little undead army if you want to, but only up to 7.
Is that a daily thing or like a long rest thing?
It is
You don't know.
Always, yeah.
You just got to do it.
For you can always have 7. If you try to make an 8th, it just kills off the most, like the first one you try to create. You know what I mean?
Oh, like in Diablo 2 when your dire wolves and stuff get...
Or I'm thinking like the witch
I was thinking
doctor.
the druid. Oh, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it's like
Nice.
that.
All right.
I don't know if you want to use it or not, but he gives you that.
I
He's
might
like,
have to.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Is our crew coming with us, or is this just the 2 of us?
Oh, no. I wouldn't want to send you without your crew. You're all going to be going. And then with that, he kind of makes like a big magical scene. And you just see sparks of energy kind of flowing everywhere. And you see the ship starting to sparkle a little bit. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
22.
4.
Okay.
Wow, you're...
I am not rolling well today.
You're...
Wow, so you're distracted. You're in
I'm
dormant. You're
distracted.
not happy. You know what's going on.
Hey, we know your dad's alive.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's your host and Dungeon Master Mike. I just wanted to take a second to thank you for listening to our podcast. It really does mean a lot to us to be able to entertain you guys and just have fun being a nerd. If you are enjoying this, please make sure to give us a 5-star review, or even better, recommend us to a friend that you think would enjoy this. We're really trying to grow our listenership, and any help that you can give us would be amazing. Also, make sure to check out our website at carriageresttales.com. There you're going to find some fun things like maps, handouts, our sister podcast of one-shot adventures, and we even have our bonus practice campaign that we put together before we officially started recording to kind of work the kinks out. But it was funny, so we left it on there. If you're looking for more daily interactions, you're also welcome to join our Discord. You know, you can come hang out, just be nerdy with us, ask us DM questions or player questions. We can talk about stuff like books or animes, all sorts of fun stuff. But really, just thank you for being a listener and enjoying letting us just entertain your ears for an hour every other week. Thank you, and let's get back to the show. Kincaid, you start to realize that the Kraken is also starting to kind of glow and tingle a little bit. You're like, that's weird. And then you just...
Hold on a minute.
You just feel your whole body like just get smushed into like a black hole, basically. And then it reopens and the rift starts to then continue to open. And you find yourself with the Kraken and your boat just in the middle of a naval battle outside of Kararu, where you see pirates fighting the merfolk, and now there's a Kraken. And in the true fashion of the God of Chaos, it is very chaotic.
I'm guessing he's nowhere here.
No, he's gone.
Coded. That
Turn
bastard.
the Kraken into one of your undead guys.
You could try it.
Oh, I thought I could create one.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay.
So
all
I
right.
just stab it and they become undead, or do I not know?
So you learn, just because you were attuned to it, that you need to find a corpse. You stab the corpse.
Oh,
and
so sorry, I gotta be dead.
And it will turn into an undead of your command.
Okay, so just kill the Kraken.
Kill the Kraken.
It's easy.
Yeah, just
It's
kill,
easy.
just
Whatever.
Kill the Kraken.
All right.
And the Kraken continues its attack onto your ship, and you start squeezing and cracking. But lucky for you now, you see 3 other ships sailing around you. Some are on fire. At least one of them's on fire. And you notice that they've got the Night Circle pirate banners flying. And there is just a naval battle that is going on right outside the city of Kararu.
All right.
And let's go ahead and roll initiative just so I get an idea of turn order at this point.
What is going on with you, man?
Vassos just doesn't know what to do.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Kraken got a 10.
Oh, sorry, initiative.
Yep. One.
One.
Another one. So Kincaid and Vaso both get 1s. My Kraken got a 10. And my pirates got a 14. All right, my pirates are going to go first, though. They are in the midst of a battle, but you do see one of the boats almost crash into yours as it just kind of appeared out of nowhere. And you guys are just sitting in the water on the deck. And you hear like, oh, is that... What's Ozov doing here? And then Vaso, you're going to get shot with or attempted to be shot with a crossbow. You're just going to get 1 shot off because they're kind of surprised that you guys are here.
What name did you say? Ozoft?
Ozov. Why is Ozov here? 9 plus 4, 13.
That misses.
Okay. You get shot like in the shoulder with the dart, but it doesn't penetrate, like bounces off your armor.
Okay.
Or I guess your skin, because you don't wear armor. So many characters. The Kraken is going to continue to try to sink your boat. We're going to roll a d20. 15 is the DC. It doesn't quite crack anything yet. So your boat is holding strong for at least a little while. Now we're up to Vaso.
Oh, I had an idea. Did we both roll 1s?
You guys both rolled 1, so I guess which one wants to go first?
I was going to suggest that we all take grease bags and cut them and put them on the side of the boat so he can't get a good grip. on the Jacques.
Oh, the
a good
Kraken
idea.
can't get a good
Yeah.
grip?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bark orders. Grab grease bags, cut them, get them on the side of the boat so the Kraken can't
Yeah,
Grip.
like get a good grip.
grip. Maybe he'll go to another ship.
Ooh, I like that idea. So I'm going to say that Kincaid's barking orders, and then your elven companions will be the ones physically doing that. So
Okay.
free up your guys' time.
Okay.
So that would be your turn, I guess. Or do you want to do something also?
Well, I don't want to cast any fire spells while they're doing that. So I guess I would cast can I cast Frostbite?
Yeah. Who are you going
Just
to
a-
cast it at?
Just one of the tentacles.
Okay, you're going to attack the Kraken.
Just to try to get him off the ship.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Try to make it so he's dealing pain from your ship, but maybe not another ship.
Correct.
Doing everything to kind of release this Kraken, you could say.
Okay. Frostbite is not in the player's handbook.
Really? That's weird.
Maybe look it up on my phone.
Yeah, let's do that.
Hold on. Yeah.
I'll look it up on my side also.
Oh, the joys of playing a magic
Constitution
user.
saving throw. Takes 1d6 cold damage and has disadvantage on its next weapon attack roll. Increases by 1d6 when you reach level 5, 2d6 when you reach level 11.
Okay, so it's I think we're level 6.
Yep, so you'd be 2d6.
So he's got to do a Constitution saving throw.
Yes. A 10. I assume that fails.
I think it's what is it? 8 plus charisma plus
Your proficiency.
so yeah, 15.
Okay. Yep, it fails. So it's going to take 2d6 damage.
6 damage. Doesn't it have like disadvantage or something?
Yeah, it has disadvantage on its next weapon attack.
Okay.
So I'll give it disadvantage on its next attempt to crush the ship.
Okay.
All right, that brings us up to Vaso.
Vato is going to attempt to speak with animals.
Okay. That is a ritual cast, though, so it takes 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
We probably
I
don't
don't
have
have
10
to-
minutes.
That's right. Yep. I don't have 10 minutes. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, he's gonna take his sword, and anytime he sees one of the tentacles try to go over, he's gonna swing at it.
Swing at it? Okay, so you're preparing an action that when the tentacle appears, you're going to swing at it?
Yep.
I'll say at this point, at least on the right side,
Starboard.
starboard side, the tentacle is within reach, so you just run over to attack that tentacle.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and swing away.
Ready.
Showing.
See if I can remember how to attack.
I'm guessing the Kraken's not considered a air or water elemental
It is not. It's just
or a sea creature.
it's definitely a sea creature.
Oh, and by the way, as he's running over, he starts to scream and he's going into rage.
Okay, that's probably a good idea.
He's going into battle mode. He's
Love it.
angered. 19.
19 is definitely going to hit.
8 damage. And then I think I get extra attack.
Yeah, I
can't remember.
Vasa does.
Yeah. Natty 20.
All right. So you do max damage and then your roll. He just rolls bad on initiative
That's it.
and
He
investigation.
does it on purpose.
So my max damage was 9.
Yep.
And then I
Should
rolled
be higher
a
than
5,
9.
so an 8. So 17 total.
17.
What damage does your sword do?
1d6 plus 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I don't have my axe anymore.
Oh, that's right.
I'm one-handed.
One hand.
That's right. I forgot about
that. He's missing a
yeah.
hand.
I was like, you used to do way more damage than that.
So 17 on top of the 33. Okay. Kraken's turn. It's got disadvantage to try to crush your ship. It does not crush your ship.
Okay.
Good thing I had disadvantage.
Yeah.
And that's its turn. Enemies are going to. You see another kind of pirate, like he hits a pirate, and he's like, "There he is. We're told to target him." And then Vaso, you're gonna get 2 bolts shot at you. Oh my gosh! One's a crit fail, so I gotta roll a percentile here real fast. 40.
He hits the Kraken.
He hits the Kraken for sure. Does some more damage to the Kraken. All right, the other one was a 18. Does that hit your armor class?
Yes, it does.
Okay. All right, the Kraken, before I forget that one, gets hit by 8. And then Vaso, you get hit for 9
The piercing.
piercing.
All right, so I take half.
Yep. And now I can't roll my second shot with the other guy because he crit failed. But the other one, 20 non-natural is going to hit you for 4. 4 piercing.
Womp womp.
But then you start to notice that on that pirate ship that kind of ran into you, they get a little bit closer and they put a plank down on the left side to kind of start boarding your guys' boat, even though it's being attacked by a kraken. It's not the smartest play, but that's what they're doing. And that is my enemies.
Okay.
Right now you just have the attention of one boat. So in the scene out in the world, there's 2 other boats on the surface that you can see. And they are firing arrows, rocks, all sorts of weird stuff into the water. They probably have fishing nets. I'm just picturing fishing nets like pulling Moorfolk out and stabbing him. It's very chaotic.
That's very, very cool.
Kincaid, what are you doing?
All right. I didn't know I had this ability because, I should have known. Kincaid's just going to jump in the water
All right.
and find the eye of the Kraken, and I can speak to sea creatures.
Okay.
So I'm going to declare myself Kincaid. I'm Kincaid, Triton of the Seas. We are not your enemy, but we are being attacked by pirates who will see the destruction of these seas. Aid us in our quest.
So I'm trying to think of how this will work. So I like the thought. The Kraken is a Denoa. So are they a sea creature or are they a Denoa?
It's a sea creature that is a Denoa.
Is it a sea creature or a Denoa that is a sea creature?
Finkel is Einhorn.
All right. Well, you're gonna
Einhorn is Finkel.
go ahead and roll some sort of charisma check just to see. That's how we'll solve it.
Persuasion.
Whenever he's
Which is
more
a plus
proficient in
3.
Deception. Just kidding.
I have a plus 4 in perception. That's a wisdom based.
Wisdom, yeah. You gotta be charisma based.
18.
Nice. All right. So I'm going to say between getting damaged, not being able to grip your boat, and then you're kind of coaxing it, it does release the Jacques. And it doesn't quite understand your commands because there's a lot of chaos going on. So he just starts attacking the outskirts of Kararu, like some of the buildings in the city underwater. And that kind of pulls your attention. And then you see that, there's a battle on the surface, but then there's also merfolk fighting merfolk inside the water.
Can I swim up to him like, hey, and point my trident? The enemy's there.
Go ahead and make another charisma check.
Dumb Kraken. No, he's not listening.
Okay,
to me.
he's busy fighting
He's
away.
just doing his own thing.
Well, same
It's
does.
just a building. It's not even like people.
Okay.
Well, maybe people in the building, but whatever.
All right. Then I'm going to move back towards the boat.
Move back towards the Jock.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Enemy 2 would be the Kraken. He's not attacking the boat anymore, so he's attacking a building. My pirates, though, they are going to board onto the boat. And let's see, the pirate crew is probably going to be, we'll say it's pretty even odds with your guys' crew. So you kind of have the elves are fighting some of these pirates off on the side, but then 2 bigger pirates kind of jump on board. The boat kind of rocks when they land. And they are obviously targeting Vaso with their short swords. They are both coming in to attack you. One of them got a 24 to hit, I assume hits. And the other one got a 14.
14 misses.
8 plus 4, 12 slashing damage. You get hit with the mighty scimitar. And then try to attack him again. 16 and now natural 20.
16 each. And
Right. So 2 hits. 5 plus 4 would be 9 slashing. And 4 plus 4 would be 8 slashing. As they start to they're trying to flank you. And when they're talking, you can hear them say, the boss promised us a solid reward if we can take care of this guy. And that brings us up to Kincaid. I believe you're in the water. Or just probably climbing out of the water.
Yeah, I think I'm climbing back onto the ship.
On the right side or left side? Or starboard or port?
Starboard.
Okay. So not on the side with the plank. So you
No.
cross up on the top of it and you look over and you see Vaso getting flanked. You see all of your other crew engaging with some pirates. And you see a plank attaching your boat to the pirate's boat.
Okay. Is that my turn?
No, you just climbed up.
Oh,
so
okay.
that was kind of like half a movement.
All right. And everybody's pretty close to one another.
Yes, they all are. You're all on board the Jacques at this point.
I would like to point out that any allies have advantage on hostile creatures within 5 feet of me. So
Yeah. Because of your totem of the wolf.
Mm-hmm.
That's such an awesome ability. And you're raging. Got to remember our characters we haven't played in
I know, right?
a quarter of a year.
So there's 2 of higher level.
Yep, you can see they're not the ogre type, but they are definitely like stronger brutes.
Okay. Well,
Until that they kind of maybe sent their minions to take care of the elves, and they're going to take care of this Vaso character by themselves.
okay. Well, if I have advantage, I'll cast a higher spell then. I am going to cast Witch Bolt at one of the said attackers.
All right.
And I will do it at a 2nd level.
All right. Is that an attack or a dodge? Do I roll against you or do you roll against me?
It is... I have to make a ranged spell attack.
All right.
Okay. And I have advantage, correct?
You do have advantage.
I'm just going to stick with one die.
Roll it twice.
Yeah. So I get a +8
Nice.
because I've got my trident. So I get a +2 to attack. Okay. So first roll, 19 and a 27.
That is.
So that does 2d12 lightning damage.
Even at your higher level?
Yeah, it's just 1d12 per.
Oh, per level.
Yep. So it's 8 damage, 9 damage.
9 damage total?
Yeah.
Okay. And you have a link with that person
Yes.
now. Okay.
Oh, it's a lightning spell. I think I got some other. Casting first level or higher, lightning or thunder. I deal 3 damage.
Oh, +3.
Yep. So there's a 3 more damage. And yeah, I thought I could like
Fly.
hover.
Hover. Yeah.
So that he
we'll
couldn't
say
get
you
to me.
can.
Okay.
Say that you hover up into the climbing net thing. Grab on like a little bit higher.
Yeah. So I just don't want him to get me.
Oh, yeah. You don't want him to turn around and just attack you
Yeah.
instead.
Right.
Sounds good. All right. Vaso, what you doing?
Yeah. So I got 2 people around me.
Yep. You got 2 of the brutes are around you. One of them is slowly getting electrocuted.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll attack the other guy.
Okay. Sounds good.
17.
That hits.
8 damage.
All right.
And then I'm going to do my other attack on the same guy.
Okay.
18.
Still hits.
And 6 damage.
So 14 total. Nice. So Kincaid's attacking one, Vasa's attacking the other. Kraken is busy destroying a city, and my enemies are busy fighting the elves. Let's go ahead and roll percentile to see how that fight's going. 26 is not going that great, so you see some of your friends are starting to perish.
Okay.
Kind of like maybe the pirates are better at fighting at sea.
Makes sense.
Even though they're getting slowly electrocuted, they are not changing their targets. They're continuing to target Vaso pretty much exclusively. So 8 plus 6, 14,
Misses.
and then a non-natural 20.
Hits.
11 plus 4, 15 slashing damage.
15.
Slashing damage, yep. But it is halved because you're raging. 17 and non-natural 20.
Both hit.
You need some armor.
6 plus 4, so 10 slashing and 8 slashing. He's doing tally marks in honor of Sam.
He's always done tally
Oh,
marks.
he does always tally marks?
Yeah.
Oh. Another weirdo.
Yeah. Right.
I set that trend.
And he's proud of it.
He's proud of that trend. I think we got him. He's going down. We're going to be rewarded so well. We're going to come back with the crown, and Osav's no longer a problem.
Osov.
Osa.
All right. My turn.
Yeah.
Reenacting my witch bolt.
Oh, yeah. Just automatically hits, which is
9
awesome part of the spell.
plus 8.
Nice.
17 plus the 3.
30.
So 20.
32 is where he's at right now. He is still looking good. Well, he's not looking great, but he's still up. But you're starting to see like burn marks cracking across his body. And you see him starting to bleed quite profusely. But he's still up, kind of snarling.
So remind me again, if I do Witch Bolt, which is a concentration spell,
You can cast another spell that's not
concentration.
would
I'll
have
do Frostbite.
Did you have it as a... Oh, I guess you have sorcery points, right?
Yeah. So sorcery point, I can do 2 sorcery points to change a cast time to a bonus action.
I got you. Okay.
So I'm going to do Frostbite just to give him maybe disadvantage
All right.
on his next attack roll.
Constitution saving throw was a 4.
So he missed
You deal 2d6.
5 damage.
All right.
And he's got disadvantage on his next.
All right. And that brings us up to Vaso.
Okay, so which one was doing all that talking? Was it the one that I was attacking?
I'm going to say they're both talking to each other.
Okay.
They're brothers. They're brothers and they're just chatting away while they're fighting.
All right. I will continue to attack the guy that I was attacking.
Sounds good. Burnt. He's attacking Bert. Ernie's doing pretty bad.
Should his name be Burned? Burned and Ernie?
18.
18 hits.
4 damage.
All right.
And then, yeah, I'll just attack again.
Okay.
Seems like something a barbarian would do.
It does.
14 damage.
14 to hit.
Yep. 14, yeah, 14 to hit.
I'm going to say at this point, because they are taking some damage, it's just shy of meeting.
Okay.
So I'm going to say you can still hit them, but we're going to do half the damage.
Okay.
So roll high. It's not what I said.
5. So,
Dude, anything else? You got bonus actions and movement still.
maybe I could like shift over like behind one of like the post or something just to make it harder for him to hit me
Okay, so you're going to try...
without disengaging.
Yeah, all right, so you're going to try to back away, keeping them in melee with you, so you can put kind of the mast in the way.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say you could do that since they are very intent on staying with you, so they travel with you.
Okay.
So go ahead and add +2 to your armor class,
Okay.
since you're doing partial cover in this melee combat. Kraken, you see a bunch of floating debris at this point, and then you see a bunch of golden shards kind of float to the surface, but then also a lot of dark shards float to the surface, and you can kind of just see turmoil under the water. As that happens, you see a merfolk jump out of the water like a flying fish, basically. And Kincaid, I'm going to say that you notice that the merfolk is younger, teenage-looking merfolk, and he's got a wooden crown tucked under his arm. And then kind of flying out of the water behind him are these spears, as you then see like 4 other merfolk kind of jump out of the water chasing him. That's kind of what you see.
Is he on our ship?
No, he's out in the water.
Oh, okay.
But as you were looking out at the destruction of the Kraken, that kind of like caught your eye because he's jumping out of the water.
Okay.
Enemies are just going to continue attack. Let's see how our fight is going with the elves and the pirates. 39.
A little better.
Still not doing great though,
Yeah.
because it's under 50%. I'm going to say you guys are down to maybe 2 elves.
Wow.
So you've lost 6 of them, and the pirates have maybe lost 1 or 2. So the tides are definitely turning not in your favor. Now we're going to have my bad guys go. I'm going to go one at a time because of the disadvantage. So disadvantage guy first. The electrocution guy. What have we got? Bernie?
Bernie.
Double 6s. So I'm going to guess a 12 does not hit you.
It does not.
And then a 10's not going to hit you either.
Nope.
You're welcome.
All right.
Oops, sorry. Mike
Now
Bump.
Ernie is going
Maybe
to...
it can be Sanders.
Sanders? Bernie Sanders. Ernie is going to try to attack you. He got a 11 and a 14.
Both miss.
All right. So having that extra little mast in the way worked out really well for you as they're swinging away. We're close, brother. We're close. The professor will be so excited if we can take care of this problem for him.
All right. I am still trying to see where this young... How far away is that young...
We'll say he dove, like you saw him fly out of the water and kind of like dive, and you see him kind of like dolphining like that, trying to outrun these pursuants. And he's probably 20 feet off of your ship, just in the water. He's not going towards your boat. He's just running out to sea.
Okay. Can I, like, try to talk to him? Like,
You can try.
hey, up here. Like,
Go ahead.
we're allies.
Go ahead and roll.
I am Kincaid, a Triton.
Try.
I am friends with Queen Cole.
All right.
I am friends with King Cole. Queen Cole. We're friends.
All right. Go ahead and roll a charisma based to see if he hears you for one and responds to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 14.
He looks at you and he's confused, and you can kind of see doubt in his eyes as he dives back in the water and maybe veers a little bit away from the boat.
Okay.
It had to be a pretty high DC.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Let me take care of Bernie here. 2d12.
Okay.
What do you want to do on that one?
Reroll it.
3. 4 damage. Plus another 3. 7.
So 7 damage total.
Yeah.
That drops him down to a knee. He's not quite down, but he's definitely... I'm going to keep having a disadvantage because he's struggling. Brother, no!
I'm going to use 2 more sorcery points and cast Magic Missile at him.
That's definitely an automatic hit.
I think it's 3 darts at 1d4 plus 1.
Even with the 4 damage, it'll be enough to poof him off into a dark shard.
Oh, I was going to try to stab him.
So he poofs into a dark shard, and you're like getting ready to stab him, and you're like, ugh. And then you start looking around the battlefield, and you do see that there's mostly light and dark shards, but mixed in over there, you're seeing some merfolk corpses as well.
Can I stab the dark shard with the dagger?
You can try.
I'm going to try it.
All right, nothing happens.
Damn it. I mean, shoot.
All right, and that brings us up to Vaso.
Okay, he's going to take a quick look around. He wants to survey the scene. How are you doing?
So you look around, there is one of the elite guys has been dropped. You have probably 6 other pirates that are finishing off your last 2 elves, and they are starting to form a circle around you.
Where's Kincaid? Do I see him?
Kincaid just tried to stab a dark shard, so he should be right next to you. He's like on the other side of the mast, like, why aren't you doing this?
I'm going to look at Kincaid and I'm going to be like, I think we got to blow the ship up.
Are we on the Jacques?
You are on the Jacques.
Ugh.
You just did smear it with oil.
It's up to you, buddy. What are you thinking?
We can always build another ship. I agree.
All right.
You're still fighting, so if you want to try to light this on fire, you're going to have some sort of check. Or you can keep fighting Ernie and help Kincaid to do it, but...
I'll be like,
I think we just dash off and I can cast a spell at it to blow it up.
Okay.
All right, so you're going to take an attack of opportunity?
Sure.
Where are you going? Are you jumping into the water? Are you going to try to get onto the pirate boat? What's your plan?
Is the pirate boat empty?
The pirate boat there's a plank across it. There might be people on that side. You're not sure because you've been dealing with the pirates on your side.
I say we jump on the pirate boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you kind of plow through everybody. I'm going to do an attack of opportunity from my Ernie. 14, I think, misses you.
Misses.
Okay. So he misses his attack of opportunity, and I'm going to say that you just push over one of the other pirates that was fighting one of your elves, and you guys are able to cross the plank onto the pirate ship. Kincaid, you were going to cast a spell
I was going to cast Firebolt.
just to hit that grease spot, and the side of the boat, which luckily is the same side as the plank, just lights up in fire. You see the 2 elves remaining over there look very confused.
I forgot
Like,
about
come over.
Yeah, jump off.
And the boat catches on fire pretty quickly since it had lots of grease smeared on it. And that brings us up to my Kraken, who's just going to be continuing to wreak havoc. Enemies 1, they're going to try to follow you guys, but the fire just kind of engulfs everything. We'll say he steps on the plank, but it just between the fire, the smoke, he kind of coughs a little bit, and the plank slips out of his feet, and he's stuck on the Jacques, looking at you guys. But in frustration, he's going to throw his sword at Vaso. Does a 20 hit you?
Golly. Yeah.
Okay. 8 plus 4, so 12 slashing damage. Or bludgeoning, if you want to say. He hits you with the pummel of it. And he lets out a yell as he's very frustrated that he's not able to reach you. And that brings us up to Kincaid.
Is he still...
Oh, let me roll my D100 here to see if our elves survive. 53! They survived one more round at least.
I'm going to yell at the elves to jump off the ship.
Okay. So you yell them to jump off, and you see them turn to try to jump, and then one of them just gets stabbed in the back multiple times. And the other one gets cut up, but he makes it out, but he's bleeding quite a bit as he lands into the water.
Oh, boy. All right. Are there any pirates on this ship that we see?
I'm going to say that there was one that was trying to man the plank to kind of hold it in place. And Vaso just knocked him out when he was running over the plank.
Okay.
He wasn't a very strong fighter, so I'm picturing like a deckhand.
Okay. So is Sanders still? Is he alive?
Sanders is alive on the other ship.
That's on fire.
That's on fire. Yep. And he can't get to you anymore because the plank is missing. But you're still only, 10, 15 feet away.
I want to cast Firebolt at him. Do. Wish I had my cards. All right. It's arranged. All right. So +8 to hit this guy. I'm not hitting him.
Is that a crit fail?
Yeah.
All right, roll the percentile.
I got cocky. What was that, 13?
13. All right. Go ahead and roll 4d8.
4d8?
Yep.
Man. 4, 11. Now I'm rolling high. 12, 14.
Okay. You each take 14 thunder damage, bludgeoning damage. As the firebolt, he goes to cast it, the boat rocks weird, and you fire it straight down into one of the casts of black powder that the pirates were keeping on board. And since you're right next to it, you guys both get blown backwards about 20 feet, taking how much damage?
14.
14 bludgeoning damage.
14 bludgeoning.
Was it thunder?
Thunder bludgeoning.
Because I have resistance to thunder damage.
I'll say you would have resistance to it then, yeah.
Since it's bludgeoning, do I still take half?
Yeah, that's what I was saying, thunder/bludgeoning. I don't know how that works, but I don't know why, if you're resistant to bludgeoning, you would take thunder damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you guys are both resistant, which is nice. Make a Constitution saving throw. The DC is pretty low. It's going to be 10. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
22.
9.
Okay.
Wait, I
Wait,
think
do
you
I
get
add,
to add.
I add 2 to 11.
All right, cool. So you guys
You
both
had
get
5. Because it's your saving throw.
Oh, his proficiency in the saving
Yeah.
throws.
I forgot how to play D&D.
Right. I got you.
You guys both get blown back, and like your Vasa, your head like smashes into the mast, and you're kind of like
Seeing stars a
seeing
little bit.
stars, but you don't pass out or you don't get knocked out. And same thing with Kincaid. Like you got hit by something, but you were able to stave being knocked unconscious.
Oops.
There's a hole in the side of the boat, but it didn't catch on fire. It's just awkward.
Okay.
And that brings us up to Vasa's turn. Since it's a crit fail, it ends your turn.
Okay. So with that being said, are there cannons on the side?
Yeah, there'd be cannons on the sides.
All right. Are they loaded?
I'd say at this point they're probably not loaded because they were in the middle of a battle. So there's the stuff to load them, but they're not loaded. So you can use your turn to load one and then next time fire it if you want to do that. Or you can do something different. You run over and notice they're not loaded, and you know it's going to take you one turn to load it.
Okay. So how far away is the jock away from this ship?
I'm going to say your explosion pushed it to 15 feet away.
Okay.
Pushed them 5 feet apart. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay. I'm going to go load up a cannon.
All right, so you're going to start loading a cannon. Kraken, you see just a path of destruction as it's moving through the city. And then you see the Jacques is starting to catch on fire, and there's a nice like wall of fire between the two ships. But through the flickering flames, you see that Ernie has grabbed one of his smaller compatriots by the arm and the leg, and he's spinning around in a circle, timing it. Then he just throws this unfortunate person through the fire. And as he's flying through the air, he is sticking his swords out to try to hit Vaso.
Wow, this guy has really got it out for you.
But a 12, I assume, is not going to hit you.
Yeah, that misses.
All right, so this screaming screaming soldier that's just a normal size comes like flying through and tries to like stab you and kind of does a graceful roll to his feet as there's now one pirate on your guys' ship. That was his turn though. So that brings us up to Kincaid.
Do I see the young merfolk person?
You see the young merfolk posted, he was swimming away from the Jacques. So he's probably now, this has been a turn. He's probably 50 feet away. You see him still kind of swimming and trying to dolphin out of the water, but you see that he has a trident in his side.
Like he got skewered?
Like he got hit with someone threw a trident at him.
Crap.
He's still clutching onto that wooden crown, but he's definitely bleeding out of his side as he's slowing down.
What shape are you in?
I'm hurting pretty bad.
The crown.
I've got 10 hit points left.
Okay. The crown we need is swimming that way. But I don't want to leave you if you're hurting. Let's try to finish this up, and then I'll try to go. Where is the deckhand in relation to the...
The one that just boarded your ship? He's kind of in the center of the ship at this point because Vaso is on the edge of the ship getting the cannon ready. He tried to stab you flying by, so he's maybe 10 feet onto the ship. I'm picturing the center of the ship. He's definitely squared up with Vaso.
Why isn't Gust on here?
Let me look it up for you.
Yeah. I didn't know if that would be strong enough to push him off the ship.
It's a cantrip. He sees the air and compel it to create one of the following effects as a point. One small or medium creature that you choose must see a strength saving throw will be pushed 5 feet away from you. So I don't think it'd be enough to push him off. He's in at least 10 feet into the ship, so.
I'm going to use one of my dailies, Gust of Wind, on him then. So a line of strong wind 60 feet long and 10 feet wide.
That's definitely strong enough to push him off then.
So it's a strength saving throw will be pushed 15 feet.
5.
Okay. So he's going overboard.
Yep. So you launch him off the back of the ship,
Yeah.
and he just... All right, that was your action. You have a bonus action and a movement.
Movement, as soon as he fires that cannon, I'm going to jump into the water to head towards the dude with the crown.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't want to leave Vaso.
Yep. You want to make sure that the other enemies are taken care of first.
Yeah.
All right, Vasa, what are you doing?
I am pointing the cannon at, what's his name?
Ernie.
Ernie. Gonna point it
Right at him.
right at him.
Yep. You see the eyes go wide as it just smashes into Ernie. He gets pushed back into the mast. Mast cracks. He's got a hole in his chest. And then he turns into a dark shard as you successfully take out their commander, and you see the rest of the pirates not sure what to do. So they start kind of just diving overboard since they've abandoned this ship as the mast's gone, it's on fire, their leader's dead. So they're not sure what to do.
Okay.
I'm going to set up the, what do you call it? The windmill.
The sail?
Yeah, the sail. To start heading, I guess we'll start heading towards the guy with the crown.
Okay.
The merfolk with the crown.
So you pivot hard right to get away from the ship, and you're starting to turn back around. And at that same time, Kincaid, you just dive off the back with your trident.
Yes.
Okay. That brings us up to our enemies. The Kraken's still kind of going to town. As you're in the water, you're looking down and you see that the Kraken has destroyed probably a quarter of the merfolk city. Just absolutely demolishing things.
Yeah. I don't know what my movement in water is. My normal speed's 30, but I thought it was faster than that for some reason.
I would think it'd be faster in the water.
Yeah.
I'll just say 50.
Okay.
As you're in the water, you start swimming towards the teenage merfolk that's being chased.
Mm-hmm.
And you see him get hit with another trident in his tail. And he definitely starts slowing down as you can see them starting to surround this child.
Okay. Who's surrounding him?
You see that there are 4 different merfolk. As you are looking at them, you notice that they have brands like on their back, like just big old tattoo brands of the Truth Seers.
I was trying to remember how I tricked the Lance. I think, didn't I have like a Truth Seer thing on me? Like I painted it on.
I remember how you tricked Lance last time. I think you just talked to him last time. I can't remember. You said something to him to pull the Ivana side out of him, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Oh, I think I used a
bead. Yeah, I used a bead. That's what happened.
Do I remember, did the Truth Seers, they didn't have like an alliance with anybody, right?
They didn't. They were aligned with the Night Circle, which you would know would be aligned. You would know that was aligned with Ivanir, the pirate captain that you guys killed. And through default, you would know it would be aligned with Vive and the Professor / Damien. So you know that they are part of his team, his crew. I think that's all the things your players would know at this point, like not trying to metagame it from the other stuff, you know.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to swim up and very like authoritative look at the 4 other merfolk. You fools, what are you doing? You might hit the crown. You know how important it is. I will take this back to where it needs to go. And I'm going to like get the kid.
You're going to try
and just like play along and take him like.
As you try to swim up to do that, they are just going to attack you.
So that didn't work.
No, it did not. It was fun. I had to plan for an above sea battle and a below sea battle. Because I know which way you guys would
We're
go.
getting both.
And you guys are doing both. So he tries to hit you with his trident, or one of them does. A 19 to hit.
Hits.
All right, you get dealt 9 piercing damage.
Jeez. Well, this might be the end of Kincaid.
And then you witness the other 3 just stab the teenager just in all 3 directions. And he turns into a golden shard as one of them grabs the crown, and the other 3 turn to face Kincaid.
So the one has a crown and is swimming away.
He's behind, so picture like a quarterback with the defensive lineman, or quarterback with the offensive lineman in front of him.
Okay.
So they successfully had the crown in their possession. As you're this close to it, you definitely recognize the crown as the same thing that was in the picture you had saw in Atlantis. And you definitely recognize it as the same kind of style / make as Woods' bow. So that same kind of wooden armor weapon type of thing.
Okay. So I got 3 and then 1.
Yep. So 3 are armed facing you with tridents, and then 1 is holding the crown kind of protectively behind them.
Well, I'm going to go all out. I'm going to cast lightning bolt under the water.
Okay. Is that a...
It's 100 feet long, 5 feet wide, so I think I can hit all of them. They must make a dexterity saving throw.
All right, I'm going to give them disadvantage because it's water. So I feel like they're going to have a lot of trouble getting over. 12.
Fails.
Crit fail.
Definitely fails.
9.
Fails.
And then my crown guy, 11.
Fails.
All right, so they all fail. That's a good start.
So they all take 8d6.
Oh, jeez.
Dang.
That's a lot. Saving all of his spells. He's ready for combat.
Yep. Can I borrow a d6 from you? Not a metal one.
No luck with the medals?
It throws off my... All right.
Your
so
weight distribution.
yeah, it throws it off. So here's 4. So 10, 14. Plus another 17.
Man, that's so much damage that you did to them. Do they have any disadvantage or anything?
What do you mean?
Like, they survived the attack. Do they have any, like, disadvantage on their next attack or anything like
Oh,
that?
no.
Okay.
Are they still up, though?
Yes, they are still up, but they are definitely... You can tell you take more than half their health away from them.
Well, it's lightning, so they also deal another 3 damage.
All right. Man, they are still up, but they are struggling. You'd say you took about 75% of the health.
What about the one that failed?
Oh, the crit fail guy. All right, one of them's down because I forgot I had a crit fail. So you have 2 spears left and a guy with the... Oh, I just thought of something. You have 2 crit fails, or 2 spear guys left, and the guy holding the crown as you see a floating corpse in front of you.
Okay, I'm going to take my dagger out and stab the
Yeah,
corpse.
that's what I figured. I'm going to have to require, because you did a spell, so I'm going to say you can stab, but you're going to use a sorcery points.
How many?
I'm going to say let's do 2 sorcery points so your spell was quickened.
Oh. Well, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to cast another lightning bolt at him.
Oh, you're just going to do lightning bolts instead? Okay.
I'm going to go use the last of my sorcery points and cast another lightning
Okay,
bolt.
that makes sense. I was just trying to play it like you can't do
I
2
know, but
actions.
I want them gone.
Okay. You don't need to roll it. Even if they pass, they're going to fail with the
Yeah.
half damage even. So you see 4 floating corpses as you also see a crown. It's wood, so it's just floating up to the surface.
Okay. I'm going to grab the crown.
Okay.
I think that probably ends my turn.
Okay. You then see Vaso, and we'll just skip to your turn because the Kraken's doing everything he's doing. At this point, the pirates are fighting the merfolk. They don't recognize one of their pirate ships, so you guys are kind of flying under the radar now, and you're circling back, I assume, but it's Vaso's turn.
Yeah, so I'm going to circle around, wait for Kincaid to come back up.
Okay, so you start turning around.
Yeah. And I'm also... Not yet. I'm waiting for Kincaid.
Next turn, you assume you're surfacing.
So if I stab one, that's one action.
I mean, you have as many. Yes, stabbing one is one action.
Nah, I'm going to surface.
Okay, no undead army, not yet. All right,
That's not... Well, he has reserves about...
using his power.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So you surface and you see King or Vasa moving towards you with the pirate ship at this point.
Okay. I'm going to close the distance and then board the ship.
Okay.
Okay. Vata is going to search the rest of the ship.
All right. So you let Kincaid take over steering.
Yep.
Kincaid, where are you going with the boat?
So I'm trying to remember, did Cormit say that Vasso's dad was...
With the pirates.
So probably not here.
You're not sure? You just said he was with the pirates. That's all
Okay.
I had heard.
I'm going to just go off, like, away from the battle for now
you
so we
just
can
steer it away from the battle.
regroup.
Vaso, you start searching the ship. In the captain's quarters, you find a wanted sign, and it says, Osaf the Skull Crusher is becoming a problem. If you see him or his other half, kill them.
Osaf the Soul
Osaf the Skull Crusher
Skull Crusher.
is becoming a problem. If you see him or his other half, kill them.
What does he look like? I'm guessing he looks like me.
He does. The picture looks very similar to what you look
It's like I'm looking in a mirror, Vasso said,
Huh.
with extreme relish.
And then you also see that there was a prisoner transfer notice for a orc to be sent to the Iron Mist for testing.
Another memory for Nomus to hold. But there's more still to be told.
Hey guys, it's Mike, your host and Dungeon Master at Carriage Rest Tales. I just want to say thanks for taking the time to listen to our podcast. It really means a lot to us. If you are enjoying the content and you haven't already, please give us a 5-star review. It's really going to help us grow our listenership and be able to reach more people. I also want to give a special thanks to Tabletop Audio for providing the background music for today's episode.